John the Steroid Cheat Jones versus Stipe Miocic has just been announced for UFC 295, Madison Square Garden. Heavyweight strap of the UFC is going down that date. I forgot when it was. November. November is going to be nice. They always go to Madison Square Garden in November. Last year they went to Madison Square Garden. Wow, man, it's been a fucking year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Pereira won about a year ago. Insane. I remember where I was. I remember the moment. Insane. But John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. It's no coincidence that this news got dropped right after Tyson Fury versus Ngannou news got dropped. And now that basically confirmed that Dana White is basically trying to downplay anything Ngannou does and make the UFC better. So now we know that when Ngannou signed to the PFL and that got announced, that Dana White announced UFC 291 and 292 on purpose. So the UFC could be better than Ngannou. Amazing. Amazing news. My jaw dropped when I seen it on Big Marcel. Amazing news. I am happy. But let me get to the title of this video. Hopefully I get some views from it, because it's the truth. And I know some people are bitches. Some bitch-ass pussies. And then I know they're going to say some shit in the comment. Hopefully they say some shit in the comments, because they get my views up. And also I can debate them. But John Jones, he will never be the greatest fighter of all time. Never will be the greatest fighter of all time. There's nothing that he can do that can make him the greatest fighter of all time. I'm saying it right now. He's a steroid freak. He has needles fucking suit onto him every time he walks into the ring or the octagon. He's a steroid freak. He's juiced up. And it's crazy. He's a heavyweight now. He's more juiced. No, I don't know. I don't know if he's juiced. He's probably not. He's just fat now. But he took steroids in his career. And that's really it. That's it. He took steroids. You can't take steroids and be the greatest of all time. No one in my list has ever even been, what's it called? Whatever. They've never been in any situation like that with the picogram shit that John Jones had. Nothing like that. Because that shit's so sketch, and it's just, it pisses me off when I see people talk about this fight and they're just like the greatest of all time versus the greatest heavyweight of all. And they always, bro, Michael Bisping. I watched his recent video and he's over here talking about, well, if you excuse, I'm not even gonna do the voice. I'm not gonna do the voice. Well, if you excuse the steroid use, then he's the greatest fighter of all time. And he used to just call everyone a steroid freak back when he fought. And now, since he's a company man, now that he works for the UFC, John Jones, you can just forget about it. Just forget about it. The steroid use, just forget about it. To him, that is. But not to me. John Jones will never be the greatest fighter of all time. I'm saying right now, he'll never be the greatest fighter of all time. Never. But who do I think will win this fight? John Jones, obviously. I believe he will get... Oh, man, it's hard, man. I don't think this fight goes to a decision. Stipe is really fucking old. He's 40 years old now. It's been 900 days since he last fought. And from what I heard on the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping, yes, I listen to that podcast sometimes because I'm bored. On my walk to the gyms, on my walk to the gym, I listen to those videos. And Anthony Smith, the co-host of that podcast, he's a good friend with Stipe, and he says to the viewers that Stipe doesn't really like the UFC. He doesn't watch fights outside of it. And yeah, if you talk about UFC to him, he basically doesn't give a fuck. And you can't be like that fighting John Jones. John Jones is literally everything. He watches footage. He watches everything. He practices everything. He watches. He's the main like guy you look at when you think about fight IQ and when you think about who studies and tape and shit. But yeah, Stipe is it's been 900 days since he's last fought. He's washed. He's 40 years old. And when I saw him fighting Ngannou, he looked scared, man. It looked like he knew he fucked up. Especially after that first takedown. That didn't go his way. That got stuffed, and then he went on bottom. He just looked like he fucked up, man. Even when he went into the corner in the first round, he looked so defeated, man. He just like this. I mean, that's not the face he made, but he made a face like that, disappointed face. You know what I mean? A disappointed face, and you could just see that he had no confidence in him. He knew that he wasn't gonna win that fight. And how do you come back from that? How do you come back from getting brutally fucking knocked out Jesus, man, that knockout was crazy. He folded his fucking legs, man. He damn near broke his knees. I don't even know how he can walk now. Let me see if I can put up a clip. But damn, bro, he fucking folded his knees, man. I don't know how his knees work. Maybe he has no ACL. Maybe that will play a factor into this fight. But yeah, if it does play a factor, it goes towards my prediction that he loses. And I believe, I want to say first round submission, because I just see Jon Jones knocking him down with some shit, or just annoying him so much that he can get a takedown and submit him. Like with his oblique kicks and shit, with all his kicks. I see him annoying the fuck out of Stipe. Stipe hasn't been in there for mad long. 900 days. He hasn't been in a UFC fight. No training or nothing. He's just been a firefighter. To be honest, bro, Stipe might be in the closet. If your main focus is training with other guys all day, and that's what you love, I mean, he might have a lovely wife and kids. So, I don't know that. He might have a lovely wife and kids, but it's pretty fucking gay that all he does is spend his time around men when he does his fireman shit, and also when he trains for the UFC grappling and shit. But it's just my opinion. It's a joke, though. It's a prank. A joke. A prank. A joke. Jon Jones, not the greatest of all time if he beats Stipe, and he is also not the greatest heavyweight of all time. Actually, how can you say Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time after Jon Jones beats him? So who the fuck is it gonna be? People are gonna say Jon Jones, and I'm not gonna be able to say shit because they're gonna say, oh, Jon Jones beats Stipe. But who else? Who else is there to call the greatest heavyweight of all time? I mean, wow, contradicting myself, but man, I'm not delusional. I'm not a delusional fan. I speak what's right. Jon Jones is a steroid cheat, and he's not the greatest fighter of all time. He should have been banned for 2 years, just like TJ Dillashaw. I mean, he was, wasn't he? I wasn't watching UFC back then, but I'm pretty sure he was, wasn't he? He was banned. He was banned for a little while, but alright. I'm fucking around, talking too much. But Jon Jones won't be the greatest fighter of all time. Fight me in the comments. Fuck you. If you don't agree with me, you're a bitch. Honestly, if you don't agree with me, then you're an actual bitch. Like, no lie. No cap. Alright. I'll see you guys. The Don has spoken truth.